My name is Nicki Freeman. I actually started CrossFit 7 weeks postpartum. I was just looking for something a little bit different, was looking to get strong, to show my child and future children that women can be strong, and what I'm doing will benefit not only myself long term, but their life. I love the competition of CrossFit. You know, we have such a great community of people that we get to go in and train with every single day, push your limits. And then when competition season rolls around, you just get to test those limits. I had never really dealt with an injury through the sport of CrossFit to this magnitude up until September, when I had it, just whatever happened, and I immediately just couldn't walk, couldn't tie my shoes, had a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, couldn't put pants on. It was just debilitating. From September to January, I would be on highs and lows. There'd be some weeks that were really great. I'd be like, oh, okay, we're making progress. I can train again. And then as soon as I would try to hit that high intensity again, whether it was through a lift, running, just anything that just slightly jarred whatever was going on inside, I was back out. It was really mental, just the struggle of am I going to be able to pick up my kid and hug him today? Am I going to be able to lift this barbell at the gym? It was pretty bad, pretty dark place. I think that in my mind, I chalked it up to just push through the pain. You've done hard things before. And so I think I had convinced myself to a degree that maybe it was fake. Maybe I was not as injured as I actually was. And be like, Nicki, you can just do it. You're going to be fine, move forward. But that wasn't the case. I actually needed professional help. To be honest with you, I was not looking for a physical therapist. I didn't even realize that that's what I needed at the time. I thought that between chiropractic, massage therapy, dry needling, things like that would be what got me better, what helped me heal. I had a friend in the gym came up to me and said, this is what you need and I'm going to find you someone. The next day she called me and was like, hey, you're going to go see Dr. Sam at Limitless. You don't have an option. They're going to call you and schedule the appointment. So make it. The history of my injury actually goes back to high school. I was riding horses, and one day I had an incident with a horse that came down and broke my foot. Just kind of being a high school student, didn't take it very seriously, walked around on a fractured foot for 3 months until it healed. Then it was fine, or so I thought I was fine. What brought me to Limitless was the lack of range of motion in my ankle from that previous foot injury that I did not realize I had, and no one had ever diagnosed that. So the left side of my body, I thought was a hip injury, has taken the brunt of the load with weights. Anytime I landed in any type of CrossFit movement, I was taking the load on my left side. So I came here thinking that I had a hip issue when the result was actually my lack of mobility in my foot. I don't know that I knew what to expect. Struggling to walk up the steps to get in here. I didn't really know that just a few short weeks later, I'd be running down the steps to leave. I was definitely intimidated, didn't really know how I could be helped. Because in my mind, I thought I'd tried all the right things. So yeah, I think it was a validating moment that someone saw me and saw my pain and knew exactly what I was going through and knew how to help me get to where I needed to be. I definitely didn't expect to be so far along so quickly. But it's exciting. I mean, we're entering into the competition season, and I really had just already made up in my mind that I would be sitting this one out. But knowing now that with upcoming competitions within the next few weeks and months, I can confidently walk in and do what I need to do without being in pain, without suffering the next few weeks of not being able to put my shoes on is really exciting. I definitely feel like I have my life back because me and my son, we are very active. And so being able to get outside and do those things with him, it's really painful to look at your child and be like, I can't play with you today. So now that I have that back and we can go outside and run around and play, and it's I'm not limited in those areas. That's huge for me because that's the most important. He's priority. The people surrounding me, they can see the results of it. My first appointment, Sam texted me immediately afterwards and was like, hey, this is where I think you're going to be in the next few months. Here's the plan to get you there. I'm going to email you all of these, physical therapy, things that you need to do. I felt like when I read that, I knew that I was going to reach those goals. The support I have here, I know that like with anything that may come up in the future, like I have this resource, and I can get the help I need, whatever that looks like. For me as an athlete, like that's everything.